Welcome on back to some more Luck Be a Landlord. We hop in. Time to see. it's the day of the hour of the day. It's time to see if this update is as broken as we maybe initially thought based on the last episode. And oh baby, we're already doing something here. I don't know what the something is, but we're doing something. A double owl. What do you do with a double owl, right? There's a lot that we can do with the double owl, I think. I'm also going to take the buffing capsule. And give me the small symbol bomb early. You're looking for basically like another owl, maybe. No another owl, but Voidstone is lovely. This is actually like completely fine. We're already very ahead. Another flower, also intriguing. Yeah, you know what? Three flowers, 2 owls. What if we get a little, and we can absolutely afford to skip. What if we get a little sun and moon actione going on today? I feel like that could bring us to a happy spot. We can afford to keep the deck nice and thin for the time being. Maybe you pop a rabbit fluff. I'm gonna tell you though, I think you just skip. I mean, we have a lot of value coming out of this run right now. Early B for the adjacent flowers seems like a good thing. I mean, this is a tough one, right? Either go Lucky Cat or Pizza the Cat. I think I prefer Pizza early. Later in the day, maybe you go with some wings. Maybe crack open a fine ginger beer to pair with some bourbon and some lime juice. Put it in one of those like fancy copper mugs, and honestly, life is looking real freaking good to me. But hey, that's just my life. Let's do a lucky capsule. I gotta tell you, I just came back from, oh baby, sure. I just came back from going outside for a little bit. And this is where I expect you all to start clapping and go, woo! He went outside. He did it. I went outside for a little bit. The first time in like, I don't know, what the frick? First time in like 5 months that it was above like 30 degrees outside. So I went outside and I played a little bit of basketball by myself. No, I was not guarding myself. However, if you watched the way that I shot the ball today, you probably would think that I might have been guarding myself. But no, it was like an exhilarating experience, dude, to actually like run around and do some form of exercise. I don't want to say that I'm the most in shape person on planet Earth. I'm a very skinny person. Like I am, for my height and my age, I would say that I am, probably underweight at this point. But you can still be like extremely out of shape. That lockbox just turned into a B. That was a little strange. You could definitely be like underweight and out of shape, right? And I just, with YouTube and Twitch, and then obviously my real job, and then everything else going on in life right now, sometimes it gets a little dicey to get as much exercise as you probably should get in life. So it felt good. It felt good to get a little extra exercise going in my life today. I would recommend it. Even if you're not the kind of person where you're like, you know what, also this bear got doubled, love that, big 72. Even if you're the kind of person that's like, exercise, it ain't for me. Which, I mean, sure. But I would still probably recommend it pretty fully that you should get some exercise. This run is very lucky, by the way. It's also very be a landlord, but it's extremely lucky right now. The double beehive is unique. It's also terrifying all at the same time because obviously, we have a flower build like a little bit. We can obviously we can crank this pretty far if we want to. If we start getting like suns and such, we're going to watch the flower meta explode right in front of us. I kind of don't want to touch anything in this deck right now, because there's really no reason to break it. I'm going to keep on taking owls too, and here's basically what I'm going for. I'm building a sun and moon deck. And this way, if we get a sun, we're thrilled because we have 3 flowers in the deck. If we get a moon, we're thrilled because we got 3 owls in the deck. And it kind of just becomes a wacky fun time. So here's the sun to start things going. I am kind of like conveyor belt is horrifying. Becomes a 10% chance of adding honey and bees. But we can also just like remove the extra bees. Let's do it. Let's do it, and let's see what happens. We're going to be spawning more honey. We're going to be spawning more bees. Do I think that that's a bad thing? Not really. I think that this is actually like pretty good for us. More honey. Our bear takes care of the honey. I don't need the key. We've kept this deck extraordinarily thin as well. This flower just got like super buff. That's a 20 banger flower, which early on here on this run, it's extremely hard to be upset. You love to see this flower then get doubled after it's another 20 banger flower. I mean, dude, I'm just gonna tell you right now, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good for us. I'm liking this run. I am going to take the wolf. I know I had the opportunity to take Quigley earlier, and I'm gonna tell you, I actually would have really liked to have taken Quigley. It's just there were some better options for us. But if we get a moon, right? The moon offers us some value. So, I mean, look, I'm gonna take the golden arrow. We can always remove. That's the thing with this update, right? Is there's really no consequence for building your deck poorly now, because you could just get rid of the crap that you don't want, which is, it does make life pretty easy. Did I just really re-roll a joker into a joker? It's extremely, I feel like that's just not likely, right? So let's take Dwarven Anvil. I don't actually think that we will ever use it, but we might as well take it. It was an uncommon, which means, you know, the item capsules we can still get all the commons from, but the uncommons, you know, little rare to show up. I see the strawberry. I just like don't think I care. We basically need like 1 flower to pop off, and we're totally fine. You know, we'll take another rain. Obviously, that helps out the flower. Even if we were to get protractor or telescope, it's not like it's a monumental. I'm actually gonna skip. It's not like it's a monumental addition to our run to have it. I also think that this is when I'm gonna start a removal process. I mean, we got 6 bees now. That's pretty bad, but how about we're gonna skip, and then we're gonna remove the pearl. We're gonna remove the coin. We're gonna remove the cherry. We're gonna remove, I think we chill there. We still have 2 removes, but this at least, this gets all of our core stuff in at the same time, which is, I think, where we want to be. We're totally fine on rent. So if you were all concerned about this, we are totally fine on rent. Did you see that honey get made? Is there a honey in our deck? There is. Okay, so that honey got made and then disappeared to the ether. That's fine. You know what? It works. You love to see it. Flowers are popping a little. Flowers are popping a little. We're like 200 ahead on rent, which is really exactly where we want to be. I have no issues with this run. Another sun or a moon, and we're feeling like $1 million. Rain is also fine. Capsule Machine is extraordinarily good, in my opinion. It can basically be a game-winning item. Not an endless winning item. I want to make that clarification, right? Because many of you don't worry about winning in this game anymore. You go into it and you're looking for big number time. You want there to be like 8,000 per spin, 8 million per spin. That ain't me, dude. That ain't me. I'm looking to win. I just want to win. I want to get through my 12 layers of rent. I want to see how far the endless can take us, and then I want to get the hell out of there and do something else for a little bit. So I like to build runs that may not be endless sustainable, while it is very fun to get a truly endless run. I know that, you know, nothing is truly endless. Eventually you cap out and yada yada, but look, there's no mathematicians in the freaking chat right now, and you can look in the comment section. There's going to be somebody that tells you, hardy har, I'm a mathematician, but they're lying to your face. We don't need to calculate that. We just need to win. We just need to win. This is a fun deck to win with. It's obviously a flower build. Very original to have a flower build. I'll take a farmer. You guys have yelled at me enough times in my life that farmers double flowers, that I should probably take the damn farmer. And I mean, we're almost fully ahead on our rent already, and that's totally fine. So obviously we were given Ms. Fruit and Diver. No, they're not for me. We kind of, we don't have a true reason to even take them. They offer us no benefit. This flower got decently buffed, 32 from it. You like to see it. Let's do a little reroll. You know what? I'll take the removal capsule. I do think that if we don't get a monsoon, not a monsoon, very different. If we don't get a monsoon, then we should probably start to think about the idea of doing a mass removal of owls from this deck. It's nothing against them. It's really not. It's just that they're kind of not doing anything. Quigley also is kind of not doing anything, to be fair. I've added 2 of him as well. And he's just kind of sitting there giving us 2 a spin, which not very good when we're dealing in the 40s and such. So we'll take the wealthy. It's basically a one-time pop for 20 right here. Would have been awesome if the gold arrow hit it, but we don't necessarily need it to. I will continue to skip. This deck is I mean, it's a winning deck, so there's really nothing for us to be upset about in any way. This flower was nice, big 40. There's nothing for us to be upset about in the deck. We will pretty much very likely win with this deck. We just, I mean, we're looking for a couple of other things to make it continue to pop, truly, because it is going to, we're gonna reach a awkward standstill here soon. You can take the spirit, but it's not very good. I also think you take red suits just because, once again, it's an uncommon. Whether you like that idea or not, I'll let you decide. Buffing capsule did not actually even make it to the board. Keep in mind it's doubled, right? So we're gonna get some good stuff out of that buffing capsule. This is totally fine because we're buffing these flowers. So this is delicious. A 64 flower is some good stuff. Gonna take the wealthy capsule. Any doubling of capsules, man, is just free real estate for us. You know, I got no issues with it. Another flower is a blessing. And I'm starting to think that, you know, we have built the flower meta here, and we have no reason to actually dig into anything but the flower meta. We also should probably remove a couple bees, which means I should probably just remove the beehives, because they're a little much at this point. This flower is gonna feel real good. 64, I like it. Okay, let's do some removals. We have 13 bees. Okay, we're going to remove our 2 owls, and then I'm going to remove 1 beehive, and I'm gonna remove, I just removed our other owl. I'm gonna remove the rest of our bees. Okay, so thin the deck a little bit. Oh, this flower is nice. It's actually real nice. Yeah. I was gonna say, wow, that's gonna actually be really good. That was a 5 times and a 4 times hitting that. Hard to be upset with that. I mean, those are basically rounds that they just, they're game winning when you get a spin like that. It's hard to be upset. We'll take our double capsule moving forward, and this deck is now, I mean, it's significantly thinned out. We're gonna continue to get the capsules to remove stuff. We've already won at this point as well. You really actually suck. I removed all my owls, and then you gave me a moon, so I guess I'll just take the honey. And then I guess I'll just take flush. It's not like we're gonna do anything else here. Yo, can we get the arrow? It was very close. I mean, it's a 1 out of 8 chance. So I suppose it was not actually very close in the slightest. It was the exact same as any other time. A beautiful 1/8 chance. What is a 1/8 chance? That's I don't know, it's like 12%-ish? 12% chance? Cause that's, I mean, 8 out of 100, which boils down to 4 out of 50 or 2 out of 25, which is approximately a 1 point. Yeah, it's like 12%, right? Look, apparently this is not what I do. Is I attempt to do terrible math in my head during these Luck Be a Landlord videos. It's not actually going all that well for me, by the way. I got a lot I mean, to be fair, I got a lot of comments on the last video that were just explaining the equation, and then they replied to their own thing with, oops, I paused the video to solve this, and then 3 seconds later you solved it, which I thought was actually very funny, and I enjoyed it a good deal. There's a certain subsection of the internet where they are just waiting for a math equation to present itself in a video. It's like as soon as something math related can happen, there is a dude with his graphing calculator out ready to go, and I love it, for the record. I absolutely love it, because in a lot of ways I'm kind of that person. Yo, we actually got Quigley. What if we actually turned this run completely around and we made it a moon build again? I kind of want to see if we can just like bring this one back from the sun grave and turn it into a moon build where we just have Quigleys and those Quigleys do a ton of stuff for us. So we will go into endless. This run was honestly like very easy for us. Beastmaster is kind of fantastic. And I mean, we'll take the lunchbox for the hope of a honey. And I mean, that was actually like the worst lunchbox of all time. Like a moldy tuna sandwich inside of it. I'm not a fan of tuna, dude. I'm not a fan of tuna at all. It's one of those, I'm taking another owl, frick you. It's one of those, like if you had to rank types of sandwiches that you would see show up in a school kid's lunch, it's like number 1 is turkey for me. Number 2 is like maybe like a salami or ham, I guess, also probably falls into that list. Even though I don't like ham, I can still respect it as number 2 on the list. Sitting at the bottom freaking level of that tier is tuna. Nobody likes a tuna sandwich. And you can't really convince me that there are people out there that when given the choice of any sandwich in the universe, they go tuna. It's just like cold, stinky fish. Who wants cold, stinky fish? I'm gonna tell you, I don't. I don't want cold, stinky fish. And I like fish, I don't like tuna. And then take another wolf. We're slowly but sure. Honestly, dude, what's slowly happening is this has turned into a deck of animals, right? Because now we got Quigley, we got owls, we've got the bear, we've got the bees. And I'm starting to think, what if I just like removed all of the flowers and rain and we just turned it into a Beastmaster deck instead? I think we would lose almost instantly. I mean, we do have a little bit of a buffer right now. Yo, this wolf got kind of sick nasty here though. He's a 24 banger. Little 24. We only need 500 to continue here. This is hot, actually. I like the idea of the witch for sure. And then, I mean, I'll take cleaning rag. I don't really think the shrine is what we're looking for. But now, what if we crank all the owls, right? We could start cranking hexes in here too, if we really wanted to. Give me an owl, dude. It's a strange deck. The removals just allow you to have so much more, I'm gonna call it control, but it's almost creative ability in your decks. You can kind of just, I mean, you can kind of just do whatever you want, to be honest with you. Which is fun. It's fun. I think it will get old pretty quickly, but that's when the next update comes out, and then you have a new meta that you have to figure out. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that it's one of the main reasons why Luck Be a Landlord has popped off so much. The dev is doing, I say the dev, Dan, beautiful Dan. He's a wonderful human being. He deserves to be said by name. Keep in mind, it's a singular dev working on the game. A lot of people always talk about the dev team. Is one guy, for the record, primarily. At least I think it's one guy. He can correct me if I am wrong, but I think the reason why the game is having so much success is because he's kind of adopted a model for the game right now that is akin to free, like, mobile game type nature. Or you look at games like, you know, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, even games like Valorant, right? Where you have this model of where people expect there to be updates, and people expect that those updates are going to substantially change the game. And when we're getting those kinds of updates in this game every 2 weeks, it keeps it so fresh that there's never really a reason to stop. And you could just play it for the rest of your damn life. And it's actually a very fascinating model, and I know that, you know, part of the reason why this is the case right now is because the game is in early access, right? So he's still adding the content to what would be considered the full game. But I feel like there's a lot of games that release these days that don't necessarily, they don't necessarily follow the same kind of model. Also, we're super fricked unless we do some removals. I've now added so much garbage to this deck, it's absurd. So I just killed my damn... Okay, that's getting annoying. I killed all the rain in the deck. And now we're dealing in only absolutes, and those absolutes are in solely basically animals, and it's turned into the weird animal deck. And I'm here for it. Weird animal deck won't hurt you. Don't worry. Okay. Skip. We're 3 spins away from certain death. Even with this flower getting buffed, I mean, it gave us 8, so that's a pretty poor example. But even with our Beastmaster, even with our Witch, we will bite the dust here as we tried to transition this to a completely different style of deck in the last second. It's the fun of, you know, Luck Be a Landlord. If you're mad that I ruined the flower build, you need to reevaluate the way that you think about life. Let's do a new run. We could do an ore build, right? Ore builds are now a little bit better than they were before. I say a little bit. They're frick loads better than they were before. And then immediately we find ourselves in a flower build again. So I don't know. Maybe we have something to say here about flower builds today. I'll take a buffing. I mean, you might as well take a mining pick. And maybe this is not actually an ore build, but we just accept the early little shiny pebble to give us a little bit extra stuff. You take another ore. You know, it's just free real estate. You have two beautiful pearls. We get a diver or an archaeologist. Life is but a dream. You take a goldfish. Now you're digging into the idea of a diver. Really doing some good stuff. I'll take the item capsule. We'll take Comfy Pillow, because Comfy Pillow can be absurdly good, especially if we get ahead here. I did take a dwarf. I definitely should have taken the beer. That is highly my bad. I have no denying that is highly my bad. I've taken an oyster, solely because I'm now basically going all in on the idea. Actually, we will probably just lose here. Yeah, we will. Okay, that was not great. We never got any synergies that entire time. You normally expect to get at least one. At least one. So now we're doing a witch build immediately. You know, early owl, early cat. I do love the idea. Another early owl. You get me a witch, we start to get a little funky. Maybe we take some hexes, right? Take some hexes, get a little wonky. We'll take Nori the rabbit. We also took a thief, which is it's actually a little scary, right? It's a little scary to take the thief because it's a bit early in the game here. A little bit early. 3 spins. So what are we dealing with? We're getting 6. We're getting 9 a turn, sometimes 10, 3 spins to go, but we're losing 1. I think we have to take something here. Give me the bear for right now. Because we will actually be in kind of wonky shape if I don't do this. And in fact, I believe we're actually in like extraordinarily wonky shape. Okay. We're getting a little screwed on the early rounds here. It happens. It happens, dude. Give me a crab, give me a cultist. They're so similar yet so different all at the same time. I don't know, give me a rabbit. I'm still kind of in the feeling that rabbits, even though they got some new synergies in this past update. This past upgrade, they may be still okay, right? They may still be okay. So let's take I don't know. Let's just take like a bunch of random crap and see. You know what? Let's do a fun thing. Let's only take the far right item each time. We can either skip or take the far right item, and let's see how far this takes us. Because I have a feeling that it will just literally fizzle out and die. It's a fun challenge. We'll see if the far right... You know what? Give me a bronze arrow. Am I allowed to take items from the other side? I suppose I just made the challenge myself, so I can decide that. I guess the answer is no, and I will just skip the item. This is going to make a lot of people angry, maybe. But I actually think it's very fun. I will not take a simple coin. No, thank you. We already got our win for the day, chat. You have no reason to fret. Okay, we do not have enough going for us on this one. I mean, I'll take the safe. If we get a key... Wow, the safe didn't even show up there. Okay, so this one is actually just a failure. Unfortunate. Let's take every single item from the middle. Like, we have to take it from the middle. And we'll just see how far it takes us. This basically cuts out any neurological understanding of the game whatsoever. I mean, this is literally, I could create a program on my computer to just automatically click and add each of these symbols to the game. It requires no thinking from me. All of my energy can be put towards bad commentary at this point. This deck is so bad. It's so bad. I mean, we do have a banana. The monkey has some good stuff. We add a toddler to the party. We're still in this for right now. A diamond, I would probably not recommend adding to this deck, but yet here we are. I did just add one of the worst items in the game, a cherry. Sapphire, you know what? A small 2-banger. We've got 3 sets of cherries. Okay. A spade no longer synergizes with the diamond, so that actually appears to be kind of terrible. A miner offers us very little in this deck. We have no ore. A coin is just freaking abysmal. It's actually just probably one of the worst things we could ever do. A removal capsule, and then rain cloud. So we could, I mean, we still have the removal capsule, right? And I think that there's genuinely that we should use them, right? To see if, okay, this is, how many crows does one freaking man need, right? 150 doing 2 spins. I have to reroll. Okay. Sure, a cherry. Let's do some removals. I'm going to remove this banana peel, and I'm going to remove this pearl. just to, I don't know, have a chance of some kind of better stuff, you have to actually be freaking kidding me. How many crows are in the damn middle of the pile, man? Okay, we did lose. This was fun. I'm gonna do it again. One final run. One final run. Let's only take from the left. Only take from the left. We got an early seed. We got an early pearl. Double pearl, double cherry. What a time to be alive. How could you ever fail with double pearl, double cherry, and then a beautiful urn? A little urn to take you to the happy spot. Hex of Destruction. So that could actually be very good. In fact, it immediately presented us with actually some good stuff. That would have been a bad time for Hex of Destruction, I will say, because I actually don't know if a ton of candy in this deck is the right move. Another urn, Hex of Destruction. You do your thing. Removing pearls, thinning the deck. I'm kind of really happy with the direction of this deck right now. I also like pool ball. Totally fine. Get rid of the flower. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need this miner either. I will say, but I will not let the I will not let me dictate that right now. The turtles also. I mean, we're starting to get into where who the hell's even picking the stuff in this deck, right? Okay, goodbye magpie. It's been nice. Hope you find your birdhouse. Do 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 do. We actually, I'm gonna tell you, I think that this one does go a tiny bit further right now. Pinata hits toddler. We have 2 urns that can be destroyed. The cultist is such a terrible pick here. I mean, dude, we basically have won on rent here because of that play right there. And then immediately a buffing capsule, which buffs our Hex of Destruction. I mean, we are totally fine on this one. Will we see the elusive win where we let basically my own subconscious AI choose the items for us? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but oh boy, the game is giving us good stuff in the left slot. You love to see the urns destroyed. Urns destroyed is good stuff. Honestly, the Russian nesting doll is also totally fine to add to this deck. Another cultist, and we're starting to see some pogs rain from the sky. I'm gonna use some rerolls here. I mean, we can't skip. It's against the laws of AI nature. A big urn. Oh, dude. Oh, frick. That was almost incredible. Was it incredible? It was almost incredible. It cracked at the same time that it destroyed itself. What if we would have skipped a phase, dude? That would have been actually amazing. And we have made rent. This is actually so dumb. This is so dumb that this deck kind of works. We need some rares, I'm gonna tell you. Rabbit Fluff doesn't really do it. Another doll kind of does. Devil Deal's so weird. Okay. This is a fun one. We have fun here. Give me the coal. I think it is starting to... God, egg is horrible here. We're starting to reach a point where we should be utilizing our removals, and I think we're gonna now. So, cheese is bad, for sure. I think egg is also bad. And I think turtle is also bad. Now, we do have a lot of pearls in this deck. But the hope is that we maybe... Golem is just horrible. It's just horrible. An archaeologist saves our ass. If he shows up in that far left slot, we do be pogging out of control, though. Because it's so unlikely. Okay, well, I mean, we have to devil deal. And now we have 66, we have 66 empty slots in our deck. I mean, we're dead, right? We're just dead. There's nothing we can really do about this one. But the deck that could have been, dude. The deck that could have been. What are the odds of those crabs actually lining up with this much garbage in the deck? Very, very unlikely. I'll answer that for you. But this was fun. This was fun. At least we got one very good run today, which, you you know what? It was an enjoyable one. I'm still looking forward. We actually almost made rent. I'm looking forward to getting some more unique and interesting runs in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, a like on the video is much appreciated. I'll see you in the next one. You have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.